I was done with the video and I realized I didn't like do an intro. So hi, welcome back to my channel. I will be doing a movie review today, and just make sure you like the video, subscribe, and yeah. Okay, so I just watched Mother about like 25 minutes ago. Still fresh in my head. Very disturbing, very weird movie, to say the least. And I haven't watched, like, I need to go on YouTube and like watch Mother Explained because it's a very weird, very confusing movie. But like from what I like what I've picked, I have a couple theories of what like the movie could be about. Like just giving a general review before, like, I'll watch the videos on YouTube and then I'll come back and do the second bit of this review. But I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Like Jennifer Lawrence, her acting was on point. She gave such a brilliant performance, but the subject material was very iffy. I didn't like it at all. Like I think I'd give it like a 3 out of 10. Um, and that's just because it just felt wrong and felt off. I picked out, like, obviously I don't know what it's about yet because I'm still very confused. But like it's very simple once you like start to think of it as like parallels, like it's drawing. The story is drawing parallels. So first things first, I noticed. I think the story is like it's a cycle. It's cyclical. The same thing is gonna happen again and again and again, with a different mother character. So in the timeline of events that the movie was, like the whole 2 hours, Jennifer Lawrence was the mother character, and then at the end, some other chick wakes up and she's the mother character because it's cyclical. So there's a lot of biblical parallels, scary biblical parallels at that. Too many parallels. The first I noticed, I think the poet is a, I sort of like a deity kind of like. I think he's a god character, in that he essentially creates this whole thing, like the house, and he's like this, benevolent, self-righteous, I care about people, uh, type of being person. And then the obvious next parallel is that Jennifer Lawrence's character, the mother, would be Mary, and then the kid that's then born is obviously like a Jesus type character. And I mean, these parallels, they're like solidified so much. There's so much that is put into making these parallels like look legit. In that the deity, the poet guy, he's a writer, right? So he writes and then he stops writing. So like mirroring the 400 years of silence, biblical silence, before he starts writing again after the birth of his kid. You know. Also, I mean, even the way the guy talks, like he doesn't talk like a regular person would engage in conversation. And there's also the issue of like his poems, like the stuff he writes, and like people like regarding it so highly. Like the first guy who showed up to the door, like he's like, "I'm such a fan of your work. I'm about to die. I had to like see you before I died." And then his wife comes and all that. Like it mirrors sort of like a pilgrimage, like how people take pilgrimages to go to certain places. So he took a pilgrimage to that guy's house, and then there was a thing with his kids and killing each other. That was weird. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, I haven't made it. I think I think it could be another, like, I mean, given the obviously overt biblical parallels in this thing, that guy, the first guy who showed up, was probably like an Adam character, because then his wife shows up after. That explains why he had like a cut on his. Jeez, this movie is weird. He had a cut, and that's why his other son killed his other son, Cain and Abel. That was weird. I was just watching. I was like, what? Like he hits him in the head with like a, yeah, basically murdered the other kid, and then you know, there's the whole funeral thing and all that. That was weird. People coming. I don't get what that was all about. And then obviously Jennifer Lawrence's character gets pregnant. She gives birth, and then I think from that point where he releases his second like piece of poetry, the second work, the movie just goes haywire. I think it was low key, I don't know, like a commentary on socialism as well. Maybe, I don't know. Because, these people making the pilgrimage to come to, I'm calling it a pilgrimage. Because at the end, there was like a bit in like the house where like it was low key, it wasn't even low key, it was high key a cult. There was now high key a cult for that poet guy, which was very. This movie was very weird. I wouldn't recommend it. I said like a 3 out of 10 because it just felt off. The subject matter was very iffy for me as a Christian. I felt it was very very wrong to say the least. But like yeah, the whole cult thing is going on. Jennifer Lawrence's character gives birth. People bring gifts to the baby, like three wise men and the gifts. And then Jennifer Lawrence, she's like, I'm this kid's mother. You're not taking this kid away from me. You're not taking my kid out into the pandemonium. Because the people have basically invaded their house. And what I'm saying is like a parallel socialism, because like they were outsiders, like what's mine is yours. Just take things. We're all sharing things. Everything is supposed to be fair, and that just spiraled out of control. Like the police got involved, the army got involved, bombings. It was crazy. I think everything was just going on in Jennifer Lawrence's mind, maybe just like show the chaos and pandemonium. But I feel like a socialist state could get there. Maybe I don't understand what socialism is. I should. I should. I'm studying this at school. But yeah. So Jennifer Lawrence falls asleep because she's tired. Like she'd been sitting with the kid in her arms for like 3 days. I'm lying, not 3 days. I don't know. The sun went down and came back up, probably a day. And then so she fell asleep, and then the poet guy takes the baby and he takes it outside, and they're passing the baby around, and somebody broke its head. I was just like, what is going on? Someone breaks the baby's head, so basically the baby dies. Um, and again, because of the parallels, that obviously meant that. And then it's weird, they were eating like, yeah, like low-key cannibalism. They were eating the baby, which I get like with the parallels, obviously. Then that is supposed to like mirror like a holy communion type of thing, where this is my body, eat of my body. But the whole thing was just weird and disturbing, to say the least. So like a 3-2, I think like a 2 out of 10. I think it's the most disturbing thing I've seen. I saw Wounds, like a 2019 movie, and it's giving me like those same vibes in terms of like it's just really, 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 really disturbing. Really disturbing. And then at the end of all the craziness, all the crazy things going on, Jennifer Lawrence's character burns the house down. We go back to the beginning where the house was burnt down, and you have the mother character trying to, build the house, and like, painting and doing all that kind of stuff. And it's like this the poet guy rips out her heart and takes like a big, it's like there's like a diamond. It's, yeah, it's like a diamond in her heart, like rips out the heart, takes the diamond, and then puts it back on the mantelpiece thing. And then essentially the whole thing starts again, because at the beginning he just picks up some diamond, he puts it on this mantelpiece thing, and then like the house moves from black and white to color and everything, and then the mother wakes up, and then the poet, and then so I'm assuming that because at the end of the movie, like a different mother woke up. So I'm assuming it's cyclical. It's gonna keep going on. Let me go on YouTube, watch like what the movie actually meant. Like if I was wrong, probably not wrong, because I think it's just a crazy amount of unnecessary parallels, um, and iffy subject matter. But let me actually find out. There's probably lots of things that I didn't get, like that went over my head, because it was. I don't think it was very confusing, but yet it's a simple concept, but it's a weird simple concept, which was like portrayed in a very 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 confusing manner. So let me check that out, and then I'll finish this off. If I'm correct, I'll just be like, yeah, I was correct. That's what it was about. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I didn't like it at all. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody at all. Okay, I just watched an explained video, and then also watched an interview with the director where I was explaining what he was doing. And I was like 90% correct. I missed one obvious thing. I think one of the most what I saw as a like a parallel with like socialism is actually not really. It could be, but it's not exactly. So the whole concept actually I never noticed this, but mother never leaves the house. And whenever mother touches the walls, like there's like a heart in the walls, which is the heart inside of us. So like mother is connected to the house because mother is mother nature. You see, mother nature, and the house is earth, and we all live on earth, right? So pretty much with what I was saying, like how man comes, Adam, Eve, and then everybody, Cain, Abel, then everybody, like lots of people, and just like the pandemonium that then follows. So um, Mother Nature, Earth, the house, and slowly humanity starts to get in. And at the first stages, I mean, we're just nice, we're just prying around, all that kind of stuff. And eventually we get more and more and more and more destructive. And as we continue to evolve and progress, we get more and more and more destructive. That was essentially the essence of the thing. And we basically mistreat Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and we just drive her insane. And that's kind of what's going on. Global warming, wars, everything. We're kind of pushing Earth to the breaking point. And in the movie, Jennifer Lawrence's Mother Earth kind of reaches that breaking point, and then kind of initiates self-destruct mode and burns the house to the ground, like just obliterates everything. And maybe that's where we're headed. I don't know, but yeah, that was the one thing that I missed. That Jennifer Lawrence's character was actually Earth, like the planet that we live on. But otherwise, 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 because of Jennifer Lawrence's incredible performance. Like you can't take that away from like the pain. Like I remember when she was about to burn the whole thing down, and then the poet guy. They actually don't have names. They actually don't have names. It's just mother, him. Like the poet is called him. It's mother, him, man, wife, boys. Like that's it. But or the like when she's about to burn the house down, and then the poet guy's like, "I love you," and she's like, "You never loved me. You just loved how much I loved you." I was like, "Oh my god, why are you doing that?" So no, Jennifer Lawrence, like, and she was crying, and like her performance was actually so amazing. But the rest of the movie is it's a no from me, bro. It's a no from me. Anyway, be sure to like this video and subscribe and check other videos on the channel. And yeah.